Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's tutorial we are going to be recreating this style. It has a 4-corner neckline, a cape, and also it has a Basque effect. So this is my outcome. Okay, although I actually altered my neckline came down. I did 5 inches, but from the original style her neckline is actually 3. You can do 3 to 4 inches. Mine came down. And also for the cape, from my neckline I came outward by 2 inches before sewing my cape. This is to avoid sewing it on my princess armhole, but from the original style I think she came out from her neckline by ½ inch, so that's just the difference. So if this is what you want to watch, please why not stay tuned. And if you're coming across this channel for the first time, why not go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Thanks to all my subscribers out there. Thank you guys. Happy New Year guys. This is my first post for the year, so get right into the video. So this is the fabric that I actually used. I used an Ankara fabric and I made use of 2.5 yards of fabric. So get right into drafting. So I've gone ahead to place my pattern paper. As you can see, I've placed my pattern paper. These are the required measurements that we'll be needing for our drafting. Okay, our shoulder, bust circumference, hip circumference, bust span, bust point on the bust, front half length, top length, and chest line. So I'll just go ahead and draw my starting line. As you can see, this is my starting line. So I'll just go ahead and start placing all my horizontal measurements. So I came down and marked 9 inches for my chest line. Guys, how to calculate your chest line is your bust circumference divided by 6 plus 2.5 inches. So I came down and marked 10.5 inches for my bust point, and I marked 14.5 inches for my under bust. And my front half length is 17.5 inches. Though my front half length is different from my back half length with 2 inches. So this is my shoulder line, my chest line, bust point, under bust, front half length, and it can also serve as your waistline. So now guys, for my front half length I came down and marked 10 inches. That will serve as our hip line. So I came down and I marked 10 inches. So I actually use pencil because I'll be raising that later. So guys, I'll go ahead and place my shoulder measurements. The shoulder I'm working with is 15 inches. 15 divided by 2 is 7.5 inches. So I went ahead and marked 7.5 inches on my chest line like so. So I'll go ahead and connect with a straight line. So for my neck width, that's the wideness of my neck, I did 4 inches, and I came down and did mark 5 inches for my neck depth. My neck actually came down, so you can do 3 inches or 4 inches for your neck depth. So I went ahead and connected with a straight line like so. So that's our 4-corner neckline. So from my shoulder line I came down and marked 1.5 inches for my shoulder slant. So I'll go ahead and place my bust circumference, which is 39 inches divided by 4. That is 9.75. I marked 9.75. So for my chest line I went up, I marked 3 inches, and I came inwards and marked 0.5 inch. So I'll go ahead and connect to my shoulder tip like so. So I went ahead and placed my armhole curve and I connected all the way to my chest line. So I went ahead and marked my bust span. That is 8 inches divided by 2, 4 inches. So from my bust point all the way to my hip line, I marked 4 inches. And I went ahead and connected with a straight line, like so. So the next thing to do is to open up our dart leg on the waistline. That's the front half length. So I did 0.5 inches on both sides. That is 1.5 inches. We've tightened the waist with 1.5 inches. So you can do 0.5 inches as well. So on my waistline, I went ahead and divided my waistline by 4, that is 8 inches, plus 1.5 inches for my dart. So ensure to return the dart intake. So from my hip line, I divided my hip by 4, that is 45 inches divided by 4, that is 11.25, and I went ahead and connected my points together like so. So now guys, the next thing to do is to return the 2 inches difference that we have for the front waistline and the back waistline. Like I said, my front half length is 17.5 inches, while the back half length is 15.5 inches. So I have 2 inches difference. So from my bust point, I came down by 2 inches and I connected it like so to the bust point. So we're going to divide whatever we have on our shoulder line. Go ahead and divide whatever you have from your shoulder line into 2, like so. So I went ahead and connected it to my bust point. So now guys, the next thing we'll do, I'll be tightening the neck. That is the 4-corner neck. That is the edge of this 4-corner. This is to avoid gaping, for it to relax very well. So I went ahead and placed my ruler like so. I drew a straight line from that point to the neckline. I came inwards from both sides by 0.25. Came inwards, I marked 0.25 on this side and I marked 0.25 on the other side. That is 0.5 inches. So I will be tightening that area with 0.5 inch. Yeah, sorry. This is to avoid that 4-corner, that is an edge of that neckline, from gaping. If you don't tighten it, there's possibility that it might gape. Okay, it might not relax very well. So I went ahead and closed the dart and I secured with a masking tape. So just go ahead and redraw your line after closing your dart. So now the next thing we'll do is to tighten the underbust. So from that point, come inwards and mark 0.5 inches, while on this other side, come out and mark 0.75 inches. So go ahead, place your curve ruler like so. From the bust point, you go ahead and connect like so all the way to your bust point. Ensure to use the same figure on your ruler and place on this other side when connecting with your curve. When connecting to the other side, ensure to use the same number on the curve. So after tightening the underbust, go ahead and connect that line to your waistline like so. So I'll go ahead and redraw my line. That's the line that is coming from the shoulder to the bust point. We actually closed our dart, so go ahead and redraw your line. So after that, we'll go ahead and cut through the line from the shoulder to the bust point. You slash it like so. Ensure to be careful while cutting. So after slashing, we'll go ahead and close our bust dart. So after closing the bust dart, I went ahead and secured with a masking tape. So the next thing to do is to measure the gap that we have after transferring the dart, the bust dart to the shoulder dart. Measure the distance of whatever you have, divide it by 4. So after dividing by 4, I had 0.75. So I came inwards on the side, that is on the side of the shoulder. I marked the 0.75 and I connected it all the way to the bust point. So I'll go ahead and remove the masking tape from the bust. From the bust that we closed earlier, I'll remove the masking tape. I'll go ahead and slash it open so I can be able to close the shoulder dart that we've tightened. So go ahead and close the 0.75 that we tightened. So I went ahead and secure with my masking tape. So I went ahead and drew my shoulder slant. I extended the line and I returned the 0.75 and I connected all the way to my arm hole. Please ensure to return the 0.75 that we've tightened. So we've tightened our shoulder and we've tightened the neckline. So guys, the next thing to do is to draw a princess armhole. So from the edge of my shoulder, I came down by 2 inches and I came down again by 2 inches. So I'll be using the 0.3 for my princess armhole. In case you don't know how to draft a princess armhole, I have a video on that. I'll be dropping the link on my description box on how to cut and sew a princess armhole bustier. So I went ahead and connected it to my bust point. So that's my princess armhole dart. So there's no need for extending the line on the armhole because we've already returned it. Do you understand? So now for my shoulder line, I came down and I marked 22 inches. That is my top length. So from your half length, that's your waist half length, come down by 4 inches. That is your waist. That is your top length. That's from your half length, come down by 4 inches. That is your top length. So my top length is 22 inches. So I went ahead and connected the line like so. So that is my top length. So the importance of marking that hip line is to, you know, tighten that top length. You know that we've actually opened on the waistline, that we extended to the hip line. I've already tightened the top length on the hem line. So now guys, from the top length, I came inwards by 3 inches. Yeah, from the top length, I came outward by 3 inches, and I connected to my waistline. That's my half length. This is to create that curve from the waist to the top length. This is to create the curve, that effect that we have from the waistline to the top length. So from my top length, as you can see, I came down and marked 3 inches for my Basque effect. For us to have that Basque effect, you can come down by 3 inches or 4 inches, depending how long you want your Basque to be. You can do 3, 4, or 5 inches. So from my top length, from that curve, I came up and mark 1 inch. Do you understand? I came up and mark 1 inch. So I'll go ahead and connect it to the 3 inches that I came down for my Basque. So you can see guys, hope you understand. So after connecting, I actually thought that the Basque it's small. So I decided to add 1 inch to it. Instead of 3 inches, I came down and marked 4 inches. From my top length, I came down and marked 4 inches for my Basque effect. So I went ahead and connected to the top length like so. So I did 4 inches for the Basque effect. From the top length from the side, I came up by 1 inch and I connected, and I came down from my top length by 4 inches for the Basque effect. So guys, please note, from the front half length to my top length, I had 4.5 inches. So when drafting the bag, you will need that measurement, whatever you have from your front half length to your top length. So I'll go ahead and cut. So just go ahead and label the underbust, the waistline, because I'll be cutting through from the waistline. I'll be cutting through the waistline to separate the waistline from the Basque. Yeah, because we'll actually be taping the Basque together. We'll not be sewing it. Just like so. I'll go ahead and tape it down. So after taping it, I will place it on another plain paper. I'll place it on a paper and tape it down like so. This is to have a straight line around the waistline, and also at the hem to have a straight line. So I'll go ahead and cut out. So guys, this is what we have for the front, as you can see. So go ahead and draft out the back. So I've gone ahead to place my pattern paper. Go ahead and draw my starting line. That's my starting line and also my shoulder line. I came down, I mark 9 inches as my chest line, and my back half length is 15.5 inches. So from my back half length, I came down and marked 10 inches. This will serve as my hip line. So the wideness of my neck, 4 inches, and the neck depth is 1 inch. So I'll go ahead and connect. So the shoulder I worked with is 15 inches divided by 2, 7.5. So I'm gonna head to mark the 7.5. For my chest line, I marked 7.5 inches and I connected with a straight line. So from my shoulder line, I came down and marked 1 inch for my shoulder slant. So I'll go ahead and measure whatever I have from my shoulder slant to my chest line. I'll divide it into 2. So I'll come inwards and mark 0.5 inches and I'll connect to the shoulder slant. So now on my waistline, which is my back half length, I came inwards and I marked 0.75, connected to my neckline like so, and also to my hip line. This is to eliminate any zip off that we might have. So I've tightened the waistline. So I'll go ahead and place my bust measurement, which is 39 inches divided by 4, that is 9.45, and I marked away from the line. So I'll go ahead and connect my armhole like so. So I'll go ahead and mark my bust span, which is 4 inches, all the way to the hip line. I'll go ahead and connect with a straight line. So I'll go ahead and open up my darts. From my chest line, I came down by 1 inch. So on my waistline, I came inwards, I marked 0.75 on both sides. That is my dart intake. So I'll go ahead and connect like so. So I'll go ahead and place my waist measurement, which is 32 divided by 4, that is 8 inches, plus 1.5 inches that intake we took, that is 9.5. So I'll go ahead and mark my hip line, my hip measurement, 45 divided by 4. I'll mark like so, and I'll go ahead and connect my points together. So I'll go ahead and create a princess armhole for the back. That is half of your armhole. Go ahead and connect like so. Ensure to avoid too much hole while connecting your princess armhole for the back. So from my back waistline, I came down by 4.5 inches. That is our top length. Please ensure to note your front. That's the distance from your front waistline to your top length. For the front, the difference from the front waistline to the top length is 4.5 inches. So I've marked my top length. So I'll come down from my top length. I'll come down by 4 inches for my basque. And for the top length, I came outward by 3 inches. I'll go ahead and connect like so to my waist line. So I'll go up by 1 inch. I'll go ahead and connect it all the way to the 4 inches basque that we marked. So guys, we've come to the end of the video. The video is getting long enough. I can't continue anymore. So I'll be dropping the link to the continuation of the video. Okay. So now for the princess armhole, come outward by 0.5 inches and connect your armhole. So guys, I'll be dropping the link on my description box to the continuation on how I completed the drafting and also sewing. Thank you.